S11.
Cranston.
G5, the Old George 272 on Burlington Coat Factory, Garfield Plaza. Car registered to you?
Bought
it?
Yeah, I didn't repair it yet, unfortunately. It needs a little bit more work than what I thought.
What's that on your floorboard right there?
This?
Yeah.
That's fine.
No, right beneath your leg.
My smoke box?
Okay, alright. Is that what you were reaching for?
No.
What were you reaching for? I saw you reach down, that's why. And then you hit the curb.
Oh, I had a cigarette in my hand. I just put it out when you pulled me over.
Okay. Do you have any paperwork for the car?
Do I have any what?
Any paperwork for it?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Your tire's blown out now.
Oh,
You got a
God.
gash right through it.
Oh,
Okay?
probably reaching for my cup, which is probably tipping over.
You pay attention though, alright?
Yeah.
Hold on one second, alright?
All right, folks, good evening, everybody. We are in motion. Sergeant Corvesi. We already have... Now, Sergeant, just as we signed on, this car is all over the road.
Yeah, so initially I thought it was going to be impaired operator, but it looked like she was just paying attention to things inside the vehicle and not paying attention to the roadway. And she ended up hitting a curb. Well, the way she was driving was not good. I had a feeling about that because when we pulled her over, I saw that she kept like looking around and reaching down. So I figured either A, she was trying to conceal something, or she had just dropped something, or was texting and driving.
Folks, again, good evening, everybody. It is Juan. You are watching Cranston PD Live. We're in Cranston, Rhode Island, 8 o'clock. Please share that you are watching. Thank you for the stars, folks, on this Thursday night. We are once again with Sergeant Corvesi. I also want to remind people you can watch this on your television. And if you are doing so, as many people do, take a photo of it, put it in the comments, and then you can also instruct some other people that could do it. So we are live right now, Thursday night, December 29th, Cranston PD Live. We are once again at Juan with Sergeant Corvesi, and we are already in action here with a big announcement coming up in just a little bit. But again, share that you are watching. Make sure you subscribe to the page. Let's follow up, and we're going to see. Folks, you're watching this live stream. and we're going to see exactly how this is going to turn out. It is just 8 o'clock in the east. We are actually right near the Cranston police station. And just as we signed on, we saw this erratic driver in front of us. And it is now just 8 o'clock. Just 8 o'clock. Cranston PD Live. Folks, this is episode 7. Once again, with Sergeant Corvesi. We're going to see what's going to happen here. I want to give some shout-outs to start out. We've been hearing from so many different police departments around the country. A shout-out to Newark, New Jersey police. First we do the police. A shout-out Delray Beach, Florida, watching tonight. You also, if you're watching, type in the city that you're watching and or the state, and or now we've even gone to the country. Happy New Year to everyone in the UK that is watching. We want to say big shout out to New Haven police that are watching. Also, police in Queens are tuning in tonight. Wanted me to give a shout out. They like Cranston PD Live with Juan. We'll see how this is going to turn out with Sergeant Corvesi. Also, extra special shout out to Luther and Stang. They are 2 Texas Rangers that stumbled upon Cranston PD Live on our Facebook page. They like it, and they admire the way Sergeant Corvesi handles himself. So let's see how this is going to work out. This was a driver who was seemingly all over the road, and then by doing so, I think she even blew out a tire. We're going to check it out. Thank you, everybody. Let's see what happens now.
Alright, so I understand you just brought the car and all that stuff. You gotta get this stuff taken care of, right? So this is yours. Alright, your driving was erratic. I was behind you from before Wendy's, okay? So I don't know if you were just reaching around and looking for it because you dropped that. I saw you drop something out of the car, then pick it back up, okay? So you have a citation right here. Alright, it's a Rhode Island Traffic Tribunal citation. And on the back there's directions if you can want to test it, okay? You haven't had, I didn't look at your driving history per se. However, if you've had no violations within the past 3 years, no moving violations, you should be able to use a good driving history, okay? Okay. All right, here you go. All right, have a better day, okay? Pull to the side here because now you've got a flat tire because you hit the curb, okay?
All right. Is there any way, if I don't have AAA, is there any way you can possibly help me? I do have another tire in the trunk.
Yeah. I have to go on patrol right now. I could call for a tow truck for you.
I don't have money for that.
Yeah. Pull to the side over here for a second, all right?
Okay.
You have somebody that can meet you down here? No? I could either call for a tow truck, but you would obviously have to pay the expenses for it, or... Do you want me to do that, or do you want to pull over here and see if you could...
I'm going to pull over here.
Okay. All right, go on.
All right, folks, again, it's Juan. Shit that you're watching. It's Cranston PD Live. We're with Sergeant Corvesi. And there's a car operating erratically.
Go on.
4300. That's 11 tonight.
Careful.
Yeah.
That's combination 1 Lincoln David 482. 10-3. No data alpha.
All right, so she was, you know, when I first observed her, she was at the intersection of Garfield Avenue and Route 10, and she was kind of all over the road, if you will, crossing the center line of travel, and it appeared as though she was preoccupied inside the vehicle, meaning that she was just being distracted. So as we followed her down the road here, she hit a curb, which is when I pulled her over because I wanted to make sure she wasn't an impaired or intoxicated operator. And when I pulled her over, I noticed that she had stuff on the floor, so it obviously appeared that she was, like I said, distracted in the vehicle. She had just recently purchased the vehicle, and she was issued a citation for lane roadway violations, which is, you know, crossing the lane of travel. She asked if I'd fix her a flat tire or help her fix her a flat tire, which honestly I oftentimes would definitely help, but her driving put her in that position. So not that I'm the Grinch or anything like that, but sometimes you gotta learn from your own mistakes.
I think the lesson, whatever's on the floor, it can wait until you get to wherever you're going.
Yeah, the last two are going to be 685.
So right now I want to take a ride down the Edgewood section, see what's going on down there.
Folks, again, good evening on this Thursday. It is Juan. We are with Sergeant Corvesi. Big announcement coming up at 8:30 Eastern Time. So stay tuned. Sergeant Corvesi was telling me earlier that Christmas Eve, number of family domestic problems, which tend to happen over the holidays.
Yeah, we had a few domestic-related incidents, and I said it earlier last episode that you know, that those tend to happen, especially when the families get together for the holidays, family they haven't seen for a while, introduce either you know, alcohol, or some people you know, maybe using drugs during the holidays to either help them with either, you know, what they're dealing with. Some people are dealing with mental health issues during the holidays, and it's just a recipe for disaster sometimes. So we did have a few disturbances. We did have I believe a few arrests, and nothing crazy, but you know, enough to interrupt somebody's holiday.
And sometimes people from a foreign land that are not familiar with our laws.
Yes, exactly. There was one family or from another country that, you know, they had a minor dispute, but they weren't familiar with the laws in the United States and what happens, and so we had to explain that to them. Luckily, it didn't rise to the level of, you know, criminal arrest, but and I think we prevented it, which is good.
Folks, I also want to continue shout-outs to various people that reach out during the week that are watching. We had Alaska, our last episode. Good evening to everyone in Alaska. Also, I mentioned those Texas Rangers that are watching the program. I believe it was Stang and Luther. They like the demeanor of Sergeant Corvesi, so they say you'd make a good Texas Ranger. Also, New Haven Police, Riviera Beach, Delray in Florida, a lot of Florida police. And then, folks, you can also type in whatever city, state you're watching in, and make sure that you share it and click the like button so you get notified when we do go live. Right now, heading down Park Avenue. It's warm out. That could bring some people out.
It's nice out tonight. It's a nice night. No coat tonight. We'll see. You never know. Never know. the Edgewood section, as you remember, we had the shooting on Smith Street and some
Yes.
other stuff happening down there.
Yep.
And there's been a lot of attention given to this area, if you will, and direct enforcement. And it has been, knock on wood, no issue at all.
That's why certain areas need maybe a little more effort than others, or attention.
The department does a great job with that too, with balancing the resources and directing the resources in places that it's needed.
Holidays can be a tough time for people.
Yes, yes. Yeah, there's definitely a different part of the holidays that you know most people don't see. With people, you know, everybody sees the happy family Christmas time, celebrating New Year's.
Hallmark Channel.
Yep. And then sometimes you got some people who are just either lonely, depressed, don't have the same socioeconomic status or whatnot. So, and they, you know, mentally or just emotionally just down. So it's got to take that into consideration during the holidays. Holidays aren't over though. Still have New Year's.
Yep. Long weekend ahead. Folks, share that you're watching. This is Cranston PD Live. It is 1 on this Thursday night, December 29th, final week of 2022. Once again, we are riding with Sergeant Corvisi. Big announcement coming up at 8:30 at St. Paul's Church ahead of you that we're looking at.
Beautiful.
Real cathedral, beautiful church.
Been a huge decrease in traffic, like at night this week.
Oh.
I think it's just because everybody's over with the holidays and just kind of want to unwind and relax.
Yep. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Any tips for people for New Year's Eve?
Yeah, Uber everywhere. If
Stay home.
Stay home. Go out. Support local business, but use an Uber. That's all. Be safe. Make smart decisions. It's going to be a busy night. It's a big party night.
Designated driver is always a good idea.
Yeah, designated driver, one that's not drinking.
Pace yourself.
Yes.
You want to welcome 23 in the right state of mind.
Yes. Still down over here. 25. There we go.
New Year's Eve can be one of the more problematic nights of the year.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's all the problems you would expect with drinking, with
Yep.
DUI, car crashes,
Oh.
and again, disturbances when people are drinking. They, sometimes they don't act like themselves and causes disturbances and arguments. So you end up seeing that.
You also have the drug and drive now.
Drug and driving, which is that's going to be a huge headache. Well, it's already started to be. There's a lot. Like I said, we've been getting a lot of calls on it inside the station at the OIC's desk, and it's a lot of new laws. Actually, Cranston has an ordinance in effect where smoking marijuana, vaping marijuana, or the possession of marijuana in unsealed containers, unsealed, is a violation of city ordinance in public places.
Good.
Yes. And it's also illegal in Cranston for an operator or passenger to possess unsealed container of marijuana. So if it's loose, it's in a vehicle, it's illegal. It's a $100 fine for the first offense. So that's something the city took a proactive approach on with passing that ordinance.
Good. A lot of people don't realize that.
Yes. No.
I know you pull people over and they say, no, it's okay, it's just pot.
No.
No, it is not okay.
Anything that can impair the driving of a person. Anything that can impair the driving. Even when you're taking medication that's prescribed to you. Sometimes on the bottle it'll say, do not operate heavy machinery.
Right.
Vehicles, heavy machinery.
That's right. It means don't drive. 2 glasses of wine with heavy medication can make a big difference.
Absolutely. Well, sometimes, you have 2 glasses of wine and then people take their antidepressants or whatnot, or has what's called the additive effect. So the feeling, you may feel like more drunk than you usually would. Well, that's because of the medication coinciding with the alcohol produces that level of effect. A lot of people, you pull them over and, I only had 2 drinks. Okay, do you take any medication? Oh yeah, just my daily medicine. What is it? Oh, it's this for depression. Okay, so you take this with alcohol. That's going to make it, double, worse.
Right. Unintended consequences.
Correct.
Yeah. Still against the law.
Yes.
Kind of dodging a bullet with this nice mild weather, too.
Yes,
Look
yes.
at Buffalo.
Yeah, Buffalo had a huge snowstorm.
Yep. I'm sure the snow presents all sorts of challenges for law enforcement.
Yeah, last week we had that storm with the high winds. And
Yes.
We have in that type of situation, you get all the trees down with the wires down, power outages, and it's a big headache because you want to make sure people are driving in safe areas. For example, you don't want somebody to drive where there's live wires down or trees down or trees that could come down. So it's a big task during those storms. But luckily, Rhode Island Energy, they did a great prep. They came out, they were prepared. They had great response time during the last storm. So.
Cool. Garden City made it through the shopping season.
Yes. The bank there was robbed yesterday.
Whoa.
Yeah, the bank
Whoa.
was robbed yesterday.
The one we just passed?
Yes.
Wow.
No, the Garden City Bank.
Garden City Bank.
Yes.
Oh, I missed that. What do we know about that?
The subject was apprehended.
Oh, okay.
Multi-jurisdictional effort
Wow.
with Warwick.
Huh.
So the subject also committed a robbery in Warwick.
Oh.
And he was, through the investigation, identified and then apprehended in Providence.
Wow.
So,
He hit 2 banks yesterday?
yes.
Wow.
Yes. But he wasn't successful because he ended up getting apprehended. And
Yeah.
now he is...
Whoa.
He's in jail for the...
It's a pretty serious crime.
Yes, bank robberies. It's one of the bigger ones.
Mm. Do we know what branch in Warwick got hit?
I do not. I know it's another Citizens Bank.
Citizens.
Yeah,
Huh.
Citizens Bank there, and then
Wow.
our Citizens Bank.
Wow, that's unnerving.
Yep.
And then hit the citizens in Garden City.
Yes.
Whoa. But he's been caught.
Yep, he's been caught.
Mm. Was this the one person going with the note?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. But you gotta think, these people, they go with a note.
Yeah.
If they're that irrational to do that, you don't know how irrational they are to
That's
what
right.
they will do,
Yep.
what they have on them.
Mm.
But his little spree was short-lived. He won't do that when Juan's out, though, because he knows you're on patrol.
That's exactly right. Folks, share that you're watching. It is Cranston PD Live. That must draw a tremendous response, though.
Yes.
I was tied up yesterday. I don't know why I missed that. Yikes. Bank robbery.
Yep.
Mm.
I was not working myself either.
Oh, okay. Good.
But it's always good to see a successful result.
Yes. Holiday shopping means different things to different people.
Yes, yes. That is for sure.
Once again, it's Thursday night. It is Juan. We are with Sergeant Cardesi, watching Cranston PD Live. Share that you're watching. You can also put what state or city you're watching, country even. And if you are watching it on the big screen, you can put one of the pictures of that in the comments.
Going down to Cranston Street and the whole Union Avenue, Casa, Dyer Avenue area. See what's going on there.
Someone asked a question: if the marijuana is unsealed, should it be in the trunk?
That's a good question. Yes, I would recommend that.
Yeah.
I would recommend that. The ordinance states unsealed marijuana. I believe it says passenger compartment. So yeah, that would be good. I have to reread that law, the new ordinance over. It's brand new. I think that would be a great idea, though. Limits, and just being honest. If I can bet you 9 times out of 10, if an officer pulls you over and you say, "Hey, listen, I have the legal amount of marijuana in my trunk. It's unsealed, but it's in my trunk, and I'm just bringing it home to wherever it's use it, smoke it." You're not gonna have any issue at all. You're not gonna have any issue.
So that's still a brand new law. Everyone's getting used to.
Yeah, it's a lot to get used to. And I can guarantee you that once the kinks are worked out, you'll see some changes maybe at the legislation level.
Yes.
Because it's
Right now, it's everywhere.
It's still in the beginning phases, like anything. But we'll see.
Do you,
Citation Barrel 144 Hillside Road 41.
Do you notice an odor of it sometimes on patrol?
Yeah, you can tell which vehicles, you know. For the most part, you can smell it from vehicles.
Mm.
And you could, I've been doing this for, about 8 years now, so I know if something's burnt or something's raw. You can tell the difference. It's a distinct difference.
Helps to be honest with police.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Now, I mean, if you go and start smoking in and blowing the officer's face, that's going to be a whole different, that scenario is going to be different.
2 up and down.
This is Laurel Hill. Coming up to Laurel Hill, Farmington and Laurel Hill.
Yep.
It's usually pretty busy over here. It's one of the busier areas.
Right on the Providence line.
Yes. It's usually pretty busy over here, bro.
What about in the summertime?
Very busy.
Mm.
Very busy. Very busy.
Cranston borders Providence, Warwick, and also part of Johnston.
Providence, Warwick, Johnston, Coventry, West
Coventry.
Warwick.
Wow, that's right.
We,
201 also.
way out there in the western part of the city is you go to Coventry and West Warwick.
You can check the driving shelf. Mobile set on Pontiac Ave. It's going to be for strictly via can backpack. Just wandering around a lot aimlessly, claiming to be waiting for a Uber.
That's 11.
That's the one.
I'll be over to that called garbage shell.
All right, folks, share that you're watching.
This is a call for a male subject outside of the Garden Shell, which is on Pontiac Avenue, wandering around aimlessly.
Oh.
Very suspicious to the caller.
Folks, share that you are watching. This is Cranston PD Live. It's Juan with Sergeant Barbesi.
That's 11 of them.
Temple. Two up, shipments. Temple. At 410.
I don't see anything. It says he was waiting for an Uber, maybe, so he probably got the Uber. Check down here. Sometimes the individuals from the we have the homeless shelter down here will come over here and walk back and forth because they have no means of transportation.
Right.
So I wonder if he walked this way. S11.
That's 11.
Nothing showing at the garden shell. I'll be making a check of the area.
Temple.
Now, which officer was that?
That was Officer Davis. That was Officer Davis. but I just saw in the call notes that the subject said he was waiting for an Uber, so it looks like that was the case. That's 11.
That's 11.
Clear it out. Doesn't get away.
Well, folks, coming up Saturday night, we'll announce it now. We will be out New Year's Eve with Sergeant Corvesi. So, Cranston PD Live, the New Year's Eve edition. It'll be this New Year's Eve, this Saturday night. Thumbs up, at least from 8 to 10, maybe longer. So, Sergeant, we're riding with you New Year's Eve.
I anticipate a busy night.
Yeah.
New Year's Eve.
Juan will be ready.
Juan's ready. Juan's always ready.
That's right.
Criminals
Folks,
know. They don't come out when you're
No, they don't. So, folks, mark that in. We'll give you plenty of notice. Want to thank Cranston Police allowing it, but Cranston PD Live, the New Year's Eve edition, this Saturday night, starting at 8. So as people are staying home, get to watch it instead of being out on the roads.
I can pretty much guarantee a busy night.
Yeah.
It'll be busy.
Not only a lot of restaurants. Cranston has a few clubs, a few dance clubs.
We
right?
used to have the Mardi Gras.
Oh,
which
yeah,
was,
that's right.
That was
Wow.
very busy.
Yes.
We had our fair share of fights there, and
Wow.
you know, a lot of stuff happened there. That was a staple for the city for a long time.
Couple on Park Avenue.
Yep, we have some on Park Avenue.
That's right. Mardi Gras was a big destination.
Mardi Gras. You got Red Lounge, and next to it is pregame, which is those are also busy.
Oh.
You know, we had a few.
Mardi Gras had trouble sometimes.
Yes, they had trouble sometimes. You know, and again, that just comes into people that are drinking. Their alcohol intake's too high, and they just don't conduct themselves in a professional, proper manner.
That's right. Right in the Cranston Warwick line,
Yep.
near the mall.
But no, we don't have any. Well, we will have that Top Golf coming in.
Yeah, that's
working
right.
On that, so
Yeah.
I'm sure. I mean, I don't. That's not going to be like a dance club, but
No.
I'm sure that would be very well populated and a lot of people coming. And I know they do have other things that happen there other than just the Top Golf. I believe they also have an arcade. If I remember correctly, I went to one
Yes, sir.
out of state.
Yes, well,
That'll be big, and I'm sure then
small G20 gun, sir.
that'll bring in other
That's right.
stuff, you know.
So, folks, New Year's Eve, spend New Year's Eve with us, Cranston PD Live. Starting at 8. I want everyone to notice we were right on time tonight.
Yes, yes.
And if we're ever late, it's because of Juan. It's not because of Sergeant Corvesi. He's been going for quite some time. You've been on since what time?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. You started earlier. What time?
I started at 2:45.
Okay.
2:45 to 10:45 tonight. So the beginning of the shift, for me at least, it's a little bit more busy work with in regards to stuff with you know, staffing, overtime assignments, stuff like that.
Yep.
Ensuring that those are being filled or going to be filled, and then you know, going through some paperwork, reports, reading through officers' reports, making sure they're clear, concise, they have, you know, all the necessary things in them, and then we go on the road. Always ask the lieutenant if he wants coffee. Make sure. Even London's pretty quiet tonight.
That was a wild storm last Friday.
Yes. Yes. luckily, you know, it seems like it all cleared up prior to Christmas, and which is good. It was cold, very cold out.
Bitter chilled.
Yes. Very, very cold.
So far, Cranston's had a successful holiday season.
Yes, yes. I think it's because our department does so well with the way we police, the way we're proactive in the community, our community policing. I think the city backs its officers, and you know, our residents know that, you know, we give it, you know, our full effort, and I think that's why our community is so safe. And you know, large scale incidents are very few and far between.
Well, the night before Thanksgiving, that started off the holidays.
Yes,
that was
that
with
did.
quite a bang.
That did.
That was a gun battle on Smith Street.
Yes. And, you know, we had that went into the morning hours on Thanksgiving.
Mm.
And,
That first started, I think, at Seekonk.
yes, started at Seekonk and then made its way back down to Cranston. And, you know, that investigation is still ongoing. That's a more complex investigation.
Yep.
It's not one that's going to be solved,
No.
you know, overnight.
Folks, you're watching Cranston PD Live. It is Juan. We're riding once again Sergeant Corday. So you can type in whatever city, state you're watching from. Make sure you share it. For many of our new people, make sure you click the like button so you get notified when we do go live. We do go live at different times, but this is something we've settled in on. And again, just to announce, Saturday night, New Year's Eve, the New Year's Eve edition of Cranston PD Live.
Oh, jeez. That's lovely. G5 Reservoir in Melrose, 1 Boston Town 441. Oh yeah, you flew out of that side street there.
No, there was a pothole, so I was trying to dodge it.
Okay. All right. No worries. You got your registration for the vehicle? It's not registered to you? Okay. Yeah, no worries. The car's registered? Okay.
211. 11.
You have anything with the vehicle information on it? Any paperwork? Okay. All right, hold on for a second, all right, my friend? So he flew out of the side street over there,
I received a G20.
and didn't stop at the stop sign and flew onto Reservoir Avenue, which could, you know, that's a main throughway in Cranston. He also doesn't have his registration or documents with him. However, that's not overly concerning because I can pull everything up from my MDT, but it should be readily available upon the stop.
Thank you.
Folks, another officer. Share that you are watching. It is Juan, Cranston PD Live. We are right now on Reservoir. riding with Sergeant Corvasi. It is Thursday night. You're watching this. It's our Cranston PD live stream. We're in Cranston, Rhode Island, right outside the Little Caesars. Thank you for all the stars tonight, folks. People very generous. Obviously appreciating Cranston PD Live. It is Juan, and just a reminder, we will be with you New Year's Eve. Cranston PD Live New Year's Eve edition. Folks, 8:48 in the east. It is Juan. You're watching Cranston PD Live. We're right on Reservoir Avenue. We're with Sergeant Corvasi and examining right now a stop that he has made. He'll give us a full summation at the end of it. Thank you for all the stars on this Thursday night, December 29th. And again, just a reminder, we announced it just a short time ago. Coming up New Year's Eve, 2 nights from tonight, Cranston PD Live, the New Year's Eve edition. We will be out with Cranston PD. We'll see what they say.
Ticket though for the stop sign, right? Because you flew onto Reservoir Avenue. God forbid there was another car coming, you would have caused a collision, right? I understand. You were trying to avoid the pothole, okay? Not trying to bust your child support. It's a major throughway, all right? All right? Just be careful driving, all right? Yep. That's 1110. So as we were coming up Reservoir, I don't know if you saw it, he flew out of Layden Street onto Reservoir and then went into the furthermost lane of travels, you know, basically swinging his car around. He said he was trying to avoid a pothole, but he went right through the stop sign, I would estimate it, was at least like 30 miles an hour right through it. So,
It's a major street.
yeah, this is a major throughway, and that intersection's a huge cut through. A lot of people go through that Reservoir and Layden Street to get around the CVS or the Cumberland Farms. So thankfully it didn't result in an accident, but you know, that was such an egregious violation that it had to be issued. So he was issued a citation for obedience to stop signs. He was nice. He said thank you. You know, I think I said this earlier. When I give a citation, I try to get a thank you or.
I'll be doing a check over the Shell gas station again.
Not everybody's gonna be happy to receive a citation. I get it, but I try to treat people with respect, and you know, it's just supposed to be citations is supposed to be a deterrence and a learning mechanism. Deter people from their driving habits, and you know, hopefully help them learn how to drive better.
And who was that officer that also gave
That
you
was
the
Officer
packet?
Hardy. She works second shift. She also is involved in the CIT unit, and she's also involved in the Explorers and the Honor Guard.
Oh.
She does a lot for the department.
Immediately caught your eye the way he blew the stop sign.
Yeah. It's crazy because I'm driving every which way, but I'm always paying attention, you know. Always paying attention to stuff.
Dodges out. Parking lot above Burger King.
Still living here, so parking lot. Near Burger King, you said?
Yeah, I'm living in the parking lot of Burger King.
Right. Pippin Orchard, just south of Beechwood. Mass Reg 3, George, Sam, John, 2-4.
She was very quick right there on the backup.
Yes. That's a good
important.
thing about the city, working in a bigger city.
Yep.
You know, the backup's relatively quick. You don't wait. I've been in situations where I needed backup there, then and now. You
Right.
know, some crazy altercations, but you know, then you go to a department like Foster or Situate, you know, they could wait a while for their backup.
Wow.
Even Coventry's a big area of land. You know?
It is huge land mass.
It goes out to Connecticut, so.
Yep. Largest in Rhode Island, actually.
So we're very fortunate here in that aspect that we always have somebody nearby. We even have, you know, mutual aid is nearby too. We have fast mutual aid.
Are there some individuals that when they don't see a backup, that could motivate them to act a certain way?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So
the backup can act as a deterrent.
there was a study. I can't remember off the top of my head the study. I read it this year, but it basically asked offenders why they committed crime in certain situations, and sometimes was the lack of backup, the officer's demeanor, or the officer's presence. You know, if they had didn't have a command presence or didn't present themselves as somebody that's firm, then they may be more apt to commit the crime. You know, stuff like that. if they're a serious criminal or they're looking to do harm or do something illegal, they'll take those considerations, those things into consideration.
Oh.
Which is, you know, when I read that, was pretty eye-opening.
You've been in a situation you can tell that someone's behaving a certain way that maybe you're going to need backup?
Yes.
Anything come to mind?
I've had a few, some disturbances or people becoming hostile, aggressive, that you call for backup, and it's not like a, how do I say this, you know, it's not like an ego thing, like you call for backup to be safe, because at the end of the day, you know, I want to go home to my family and my kids, and, you know, so shouldn't everybody else.
Right.
So, sometimes you just, you know, err on the side of caution.
Yep.
Sometimes you know from going to houses multiple times to use backup just as a precaution. And the dispatchers know, they're very well versed and they understand, you know, the calls that they need to send additional backup to or not. You know, disturbances, always go at least 2 officers. Never go to a disturbance alone. You always go with somebody else.
Wow. Otherwise, it could go bad very quickly.
Yes. There's one time I was on a traffic stop on Elmwood Avenue, and there was a guy driving, girl in the front seat. The girl had a warrant. The guy gave me a name. She had a warrant, so this was kind of foolish on my part. I didn't ask immediately for backup, so I had her exit the vehicle to take her into custody. As I'm dealing with her, the guy gets out of the car and starts running.
Oh boy.
So, you know, if I had backup, both would be apprehended. So.
When we began tonight, we had someone that seemingly was all over the road. Once again, what would you recommend a driver that sees someone that might be impaired?
The way that person was driving, the way that vehicle was traveling, were the clear indicators of an alcohol, you know, somebody driving under the influence of alcohol or drugs. You know, driving slow, swerved, hit a curb. So clear indicators, those are what you look for when you're following somebody to suspect that they're driving impaired. It gave me enough reason to stop her, investigate further, and I could clearly tell that she wasn't impaired. She was preoccupied with things in the vehicle. And unfortunately, I noticed that she had a ton of belongings in the vehicle, so more than likely was living out of the vehicle. So, you know, if somebody sees that type of operation, they should call and let us find the vehicle, stop it, and investigate it.
Yep.
If they're not intoxicated, or they're, you know, just like I said, we live in an era that everybody is, you know, everybody's all over the place with inside the vehicle with the phone, or, you know, trying to check their Instagram or whatnot, or just a very
watching one.
Yeah, well, that's a good reason. You know, everybody's got to watch one. Or sometimes they're just impaired, or sometimes it's a medical emergency. You just don't know. That's why, you know, let us get to the car, stop it, investigate it, and do what, you know, we see fit.
It's 9 o'clock in the east. Good evening. It's Juan. You're watching Cranston PD Live. Folks, please share that you are watching. We are riding with Sergeant Corvesi of the Cranston, Rhode Island Police Department on this Thursday night. You can make sure you click the like button on the page. You get notified when we go live, and also you can certainly type in your city or state or country where you're watching. Hello to Wisconsin, who's watching tonight. all parts of Florida,
All 30.
members of law enforcement. Folks, again, just a reminder, we will be out New Year's Eve. Cranston PD Live New Year's Eve edition. Beginning at 8 o'clock. On what hopefully will be a quiet night, but you never know. As we talked about, Sarge, you just never know in this job.
No, you don't. You don't. You really don't. You know, today's Thursday, right? Thirsty Thursday, so you anticipate, you know, it to be busy and people going out. Then again, you just had the holidays, so... And then you could have a Tuesday where there's a shooting, you know, crazy stuff happening, and you can't predict it. The best calls and days I've worked in motor vehicle stops are the ones I least expect to happen. That's by far always happens like that.
Wow.
When you plan for it, you know, you get a you know, good night's sleep, you get a coffee and go to work, and you're like, tonight's going to be a good night, and it's usually, you can't predict it.
Back in October, where were you when the call came in about the home invasion and the 3 fugitives?
I was
working, or you
I was
were-
coming into work.
Oh, wow.
I was coming into work, and I came in, and you know, the commander was down there. He had it all under control. The chief was down there, and
It was all resources. K-9?
we had the canines. We had canines on boats.
Yep.
Canine Bruno was on the boat. We had
Drone?
drones out.
Yep.
All the resources.
Wow.
And that's what it's about. Collaborative effort.
Massive manhunt.
Yes.
It's 11. It's 11.
Transport complete 10-8.
The home invasions. It sound very dangerous.
Yeah. If people are willing to break into somebody's house armed and do the things, you know, with intent to commit these crimes,
Like Smith Street.
you don't know what they're willing to do.
Yep.
I can tell you one thing, more often than not, they're not going to say, hey, I did this, come get me.
Oh.
You know.
How was Christmas for the Corvesi family?
Very good, very
Okay.
good.
Hunter happy?
Yes, spoiled and happy. But they're
Birthday girl, young Talia, happy?
very happy.
Good
Very
children.
happy.
Santa was generous.
The full gift hasn't happened yet. I can't say exactly anything else
Oh,
because
all
they're
right.
probably watching.
Wait a minute. Extended reason to be good.
Yes.
Folks, good evening on this Thursday. Again, you're watching Cranston PD Live. It is Juan. We are once again riding with Sergeant Corvesi. For people that type in around the country, even the world actually, where is this? Cranston, Rhode Island. About an hour south of Boston, and we're 3 hours north of New York City. Hello to the UK. They've been sending a lot of messages.
Had to put the radio up and make sure it's working.
It's a nice mild night on this Thursday. It's good. Hey, police are a deterrent. Cranston PD Live has resulted in less crime.
I think that everybody's home watching you. You know, this is actually, we all want to have fun and have fun and enjoy the action, but this is what we hope for, nights like this, you know, because that means...
Absolutely. Nope. And residents of Cranston love the fact they see if police are out patrolling, keeping the city safe.
Just because it's quiet doesn't mean we're not patrolling. We are out here. We are out here. Ready to go. What up? See what's going on over there.
How important is consistency in policing?
What was that? Sorry.
How important is consistency?
Consistency? Oh, yeah, that's definitely important. You gotta keep at it. You can't just take a break or, you know. Luckily over here we're busy enough where we don't take a break. Because when you let up, that's when people think, you know, oh, that city's. We can get this. We could go and steal this over there, or we can break in over here, or whatnot. And again, it comes to having pride in your city, your police department, you know.
The opioid epidemic continues to plague.
It's very sad. Very sad. And the people who sell and distribute that have no remorse for it.
Wow. You were mentioning that's the use of Narcan and having Narcan. That's an added new part of the job.
Yeah. Unfortunately, though, you know, it's a great benefit to have that to prevent, you know, the loss of life. But it's also, I think, sometimes thought of as the cure or the, you know, hey, I can use this because I'll have Narcan. And, you know, I think it gives a false sense of security.
Right. And that is not the case.
No, it's not. It's very, there's a very sad reality to, you know, these overdoses and what happens. And the people don't realize that not only are they hurting themselves when they use these drugs, and they're hurting the people around them, because, what? Oh, they're going around there. I got it. Huge pothole on the ground over there.
Wow. Fact of the matter is, many times they don't fully know what they're about to put in their system.
No, they don't. They ingest, you know, sometimes, for example, cocaine and fentanyl have the same appearance.
Oh, wow.
Same appearance. It's a white powder. And there's been times where, you know, I for a brief period, I worked in the narcotics unit, and we were doing controlled purchases of narcotics. Specifically, the case I was working was to buy cocaine, but every time we got it, it was testing positive for fentanyl. So the guy had no idea that he was actually selling fentanyl. He thought he was selling cocaine.
Wow.
You know, that's at least what he said when we arrested him.
He's That's what people ask. How does the fentanyl end up in the cocaine?
It's just mixed in. It's like a little granule, just mixed in. It's what they call they cut it with. They use it in fentanyl, expand their profits or whatnot.
Wow.
But at the end of the day, they're selling and distributing it, and they're getting rich. Well, not rich, but they're making money off of people who they have no care for. They just want to make money off of them.
Wow.
Each person's a dollar sign. See what's going on over there.
22 lobby SO registration.
Go over here. This is Mike's Kitchen. Best chicken farm.
Oh, yeah. People wonder if the penalties for those that got caught selling that stuff.
Yeah, so the penalties go off of the amounts that they're caught with. So right now, it's under an ounce. I believe it's more than 10 grams right now. It recently changed. It used to be anything under an ounce was a certain penalty, and 1 ounce to 1 kilo was another penalty, and then over a kilo was, the heaviest of penalties. But it recently changed because now you can possess a certain amount, and if it's your first offense, it'll be a misdemeanor. The laws, I guess they're trying to use more drug diversion in the court system, and the criminal sentences have gotten a little bit, less penalized to help people who are having substance abuse issues. At least that's what they're going for.
Folks, again, good evening on this Thursday. It's Juan. You're watching Cranston PD Live. We are out this Thursday night, December 29th. We're in Cranston, Rhode Island. Just a reminder, we will be out New Year's Eve. 2 nights from tonight, Saturday. Cranston PD Live, New Year's Eve edition.
Johnston line right here.
Here's the Johnston line, folks.
So that side of the road is Johnston, this side's Cranston.
Wow. And sometimes have to work with Johnston Police.
Yes, we do have a good effort with them. Good working relationship. We have a good relationship with all the departments. Johnston, Warwick. A buddy of mine, Dave, works in Warwick, and we used to sit together all the time. And he would stop the cars going into Warwick that were committing violations. I'd stop them coming into Cranston, and we'd back each other up all night.
Wow. Like that. That night before Thanksgiving on Smith Street, how difficult is it? You arrive on the scene.
It's chaotic. Absolutely chaotic.
Very chaotic. Because you're also trying to determine, no one's there explaining what has happened. Right?
Yeah, you got to figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
You got to determine, first thing you want to do is make sure the victims are attended to, because, you want to prevent the loss of life or any injuries or anything like that. And then, of course, you got to figure out exactly what's going on, figure out legally what we're going to be doing.
Yep.
You know, just because it's a chaotic scene doesn't mean we don't have laws that we have to attend to, a procedural, criminal procedure that we have to go by.
Yep.
You know, especially when it comes to high-profile cases, when you got to search a residence, seize evidence. That's 11.
That's 11.
G5, Adam X-ray 22709, Connecticut. I'll be Walnut Grove and Atwood.
All right, folks, share that you are watching.
Registration for the vehicle? You just got the car? Alright, you got any paperwork with you? Okay. Who's this? What they say? Give you a warning?
Yeah, they literally just said, oh, we're just gonna let you go. Just somebody with a license.
You got a license? You got your license on you? Yeah, picture of it. Let me see yours. What's your first name again? What's your date of birth? You got your yours with you, brother? What city gave you the warning? Alright, you hold this.
All right, folks, share that you're watching. It is Cranston PD Live. Let's find out from Sergeant Corvesi.
That's 11.
That's 11.
Take another car code 4.
To 11. Back F11, G5, Walnut Grove and Atwood.
Alright, the plates belong on a Jaguar. Green Jaguar. And he doesn't have any supporting paperwork for the vehicle. And doesn't have a license. doing some checks on them to make sure they're not wanted or anything like that. Confirming their driver's license or lack of driver's licenses. Checking the vehicle, and once the backup gets here, I'll check the VIN on the vehicle and call for a tow and issue him some summonses and check the interior of the vehicle during an inventory search.
Folks, again, good evening, one and all. You're watching Cranston PD Live. It is Juan. We are once again riding with Sergeant Corvesi. We are in Cranston, Rhode Island. I also want to give a special happy 6th birthday to Jameson, who's watching. He's watching with his mom, watching how Sergeant Corvesi does it. Thumbs up. Happy birthday to Jameson. 6 years old. Hope Santa was good. Folks, this is also common that we see these people riding around with plates that don't belong on the vehicle they're driving in, and this person apparently doesn't even have a license on them. So we're going to wait for, we have backup coming. Looks like we might have a tow situation. Once again, thank you for all the stars tonight, folks. People, obviously, if you enjoy the program, if you enjoy our live stream, make sure you subscribe to the page. Make sure you click that like button. That way you get notified when we do go live. Oh, here's the backup. Okay, here we go. So let's see what happens here.
Shit is fucking cold.
Sit out over here. Go for a ride, right? The car's not with it. There's nothing with it.
I'll just pay the ticket for that.
Okay. You're fine. Just have a seat right there, okay? How many times you drive without a license so far, you know?
Huh?
How many times you got caught without a license?
No, it was only once. I was just, this is the second time.
You got like 4 suspended licenses now?
No, now
Oh, you missed the court date?
4 suspended licenses.
Yeah.
There's only one license you can suspend.
No. You got caught 4 times without it, right?
Oh, yeah. That was like a couple of years ago.
Okay. All right. Now I'm just checking with you, all right?
Oh, okay.
Folks, share that you are watching. It's Cranston PD Live. Folks, you can see Sergeant Bravesi's checking the vehicle. If, driving a friend over on the steps. We have another Cranston police officer.
Yeah, I got you. Where is it? You got cash? For the tow truck driver? They're gonna want cash.
Right at the house. Yeah, he literally said. Necesito que sea un maldito dinero para que no se lleven un maldito carro, no sea tan... Dime, mi loco. Oye, why are you taking a phone?
What?
You took the plate on my truck. Oh, alright. Shit. Well, yo te lo voy a mandar.
This is your mom and dad's plate?
Yeah. That was when we bought the car.
Yeah,
that's all.
you can hold this.
No, you can't leave it in the car because the car's gonna jump up in my house, that's all.
But yeah, you hold it.
Yo ni sé lo que dijiste ahí. Tú dime a mí ahí. ¿Tú crees que yo voy a pasar por aquí? Voy.
Folks, again, share that you are watching. It is Juan, Cranston PD Live. It's Thursday night.
Yo, where you at? Hey, can you see us, bro? We're like down. Our Jersey makes this down? It's down, isn't it? Shit. I mean, if you can see the lights, bro, try to walk over. Yeah, walk over. No, there's no point in walking over because you can't hop in the tow truck. Maximum, sometimes it's one person, sometimes it's two.
Wait till he's done before you go walking in, right?
I don't know, bro. This is like, that's so risky.
Folks, again, good evening. You're watching Cranston PD Live. It is Juan on the scene. We're on Atwood Avenue, Cranston. Sergeant Corvesi, thank you for the stars, everybody, on this Thursday night. Apparently have a vehicle, someone driving without a license, and license plates that don't belong in the vehicle. We'll find out, get a full recap from Sergeant Corvesi. Just a reminder, again, we will be on Saturday night, Cranston PD Live New Year's Eve edition, starting at 8. Thumbs up if you are enjoying it. You can put your city or state where you're watching. Also, many people are watching on... You can hook up your Facebook or phone to your TV. If you're having problems, type that in the comments. We have many people that are watching it that way, and then maybe they can help you straighten it out. I think Ryan was saying he was having a problem doing it. You can hear these two on the phone with their friends. It's a problem with the casting, Ryan says. Maybe someone can give them tips. You can hear them talking to their friends.
Bro, walk over here, bro. I'm gonna get an Uber, bro. Oh, that shit. Nigga, the same way that we come to my crib. Yeah, come down here, bro. Whoa, you're gonna see the flashing light. When he walks out, he's gonna take a right. Yeah, what's up, bro? Ese problema con todo el mundo, por eso es que le meten problema más. Con la manita bota y tiene que estar con la bolsa de frente de la cama. No, porque el carro son así, ¿no? Ese es el problema. Por eso no, that's the tow truck?
Here comes the tow truck. Folks, share that you are watching. It is Juan. This is Cranston PD Live. We're on Atwood Avenue. It's Thursday night, December 29th. Once again, thank you for the stars. Here comes Sergeant Corvisi.
All right, here's the deal. You've had at least 3 prior suspended license convictions, right? Where you failed?
About 3 years.
I know. This is your 4th now. Your 4th offense, all right? So now it's criminal.
Okay, so can I just get the picture?
Yeah.
You
get a warrant. Yes. It's right at the bottom there, all right? Right at the bottom. Right here. Yep. Right here. All right. These yours, all right? They asked if they could tow it back to the house. It's up to you. Yeah, it's up to you. It's up to you. I don't want to put you out of your way, but if you can make it, it's up to you.
Yeah, if it's in Cranston,
Oh, just this way, right?
where do you want to put that? Yeah, I know that is like, how much is it per mile? It would be $4 per mile. Oh, yeah, even better. I already got it. Yep. Well, it's 100 for the road. Yep, 100 for the road. Yeah, I was talking to him about it. Yeah, $4 a mile. Would you figure that's like 2 miles? About 3 miles? Wait, I'll just look it up. Yeah. Either way, you have cash? I literally sent them money for them to take it out, but I had a cash up. I know you guys can get cash. Yeah, we don't get cash. Yeah, where will we get to their cash? What was that address? 1022 Atwood Avenue.
Got a ride? You guys got a ride?
Folks, share that you are watching. It is Cranston PD Live. This is the friend they called. And again, happy birthday to Jameson, 6 years old, watching with his mom. It's Thursday night. It is Juan reminding you we will be back New Year's Eve. Cranston PD Live, New Year's Eve edition. Eight o'clock New Year's Eve. It'll be on the Facebook page. Shout out to the Boston police that are watching tonight. National New Hampshire checking in tonight. Hello to Ellen that says this is the #1 show in Connecticut right now. Thank you, Ellen.
We out here. Stop us from no shit. Bundle up. It's getting cold out here. You feel me?
You want to wish everyone a Happy New Year?
Wish everybody a Happy New Year and happy holidays.
Happy New Year.
Feel me?
Make up
Stay safe out here. It's getting cold.
He's got shorts on. Hey, he's got shorts on.
Oh, no, yeah, he's bugging. He's bugging. He got shorts on. He's bugging. I don't know what's wrong.
Share that you are watching. It is getting chilly out here. Temperature is dropping. We going? Okay. All right, you guys, good luck. Don't forget your plates. me just close this.
That vehicle caught my eye because the front headlight and the rear headlight were both out. Then I ran the plate and it came back to I believe it was a green or a blue Jaguar. So obviously at that point I knew it wasn't registered. Stopped the vehicle, and nobody in the vehicle was able to produce a license either, or any supporting paperwork for the vehicle. So I had them step out of the vehicle so I can go and check inside of it and check the VIN, because I couldn't clearly see the VIN on the front windshield. And upon doing that, I noticed inside that there was small baggies, like cut-off baggies, which are indicative of narcotics, either possession or sales. And I also saw on the front dash, right above where the glove box is, was a scale, a digital scale. So then it started to raise my suspicion that they may be involved in a little bit of something else. I also noticed that the center console was very, very loose. So oftentimes, if people are illegally possessing firearms, they're going to hide it in their vehicle in a manner that will be, harder for law enforcement to detect. So I saw that the center console was very loose, and there was loose attachments to it, and there was the screws loose and whatnot. So I checked there to make sure, because at this point, the totality of the circumstances with scales, the cut-off baggies, and also, from my prior experience and from what I've done in the past, I know that if people are selling drugs or involved in drug sales, they're going to often possess firearms too as protection.
Right.
So I checked for that, but nothing was located. I believe there was a void in the center console where a firearm was possessed at one point or another. I strongly believe that, but couldn't prove it today.
Several suspended licenses.
Yep, so this is going to be his fourth offense, which is a criminal citation, a criminal release to appear. So it's a misdemeanor. Kind of seemed a little carefree about it.
Yeah.
His friend said he thought he was pulled over for no reason. So he was issued a notice to appear in Kent County Court, as well as a Rhode Island traffic tribunal summons for an unregistered vehicle and no insurance. So we'll have to answer to that. But that's a good example of how a normal traffic stop turns into something else that, it escalates a little bit.
They seemed very transactional about it.
Yes.
Not his first rodeo.
He just admitted that last night he was stopped in Providence and given a warning, so he didn't understand that warning.
Goodness. That was the opportunity last night.
Yes. Yep.
Folks, again, you're watching Cranston PD Live. It has been quite the Thursday night. Sergeant Corvasi. And just a reminder, folks, we will be back on New Year's Eve. So, Sergeant, it is, that's a perfect example. It seems like just could be routine stop. They didn't, not only did they not have proper plates in the vehicle, they didn't even have a license on them.
No licenses. And, they obviously weren't, this isn't their first rodeo, if you will. Because as soon as I walked up to the car, he admitted that, and he also said, "You can search me." So it's usually if you've never been stopped before, haven't been involved in law enforcement, or haven't had many contacts with police, you're not going to say, "Oh, you can search me today."
Now, when they say that, does that put you at ease? Does that maybe put you on guard?
No, because I always treat every situation like it's unknown.
Yep.
Sometimes people will say that knowing that they actually have stuff on them and try to do like a reverse psychology type of thing. New thing is, well, it's not new, but people often will hide things on their groin, which, you know, or their, you know, back part, if you will.
Sure.
And they'll try to avoid detection that way because they know when you're patted down, it's just the outer surface for, you know, to make sure that they don't have any weapons.
Normally, stay away from those.
Yes, yes, correct.
Well, folks, this has been quite the night with Sergeant Corvese. We'll be back Saturday night.
CBS 1180 Pontiac Ave. Take a ride by there, let them know we're going to be all set for tonight.
New Year's Eve.
I'd say it's a good night tonight.
Very good night.
10 books.
Thank you.
So, folks, on this Thursday night, we want to once again thank Sergeant Corvese.
Thank you.
Exciting run. Episode 7 is now in the books. And we're going to be back on Saturday night for episode 8, the New Year's Eve edition of Cranston PD Live. So if you want to message me, you can. Make sure you click the like button. And then this is always available on demand. You can watch some of the other episodes. So it is Juan. Enjoy your Thursday night. Thank you for watching. Thumbs up, everybody. Cranston PD Live.